Kia ora in today's news. Information about schools by their zoning areas will be online from next month, but the Education Minister mentioned the data may be inconsistent to begin with. Hekia Parata has responded to feedback from parents and revealed plans to publicise national standards data and ERA reports.
Every school has reported their data according to their judgments about their learners.
The so-called Beast of Blenheim will make his new home in Whanganui when he's released from prison next month. Stuart Wilson was jailed in 1996 for serial sex offences. It's reported that the 65-year-old must be released despite being deemed a high risk. The Prime Minister says the bodies of Lance Corporals Rory, Malone and Pralli Durrer will be home tomorrow.
We were expecting the boys home a bit earlier, but unfortunately there's been some delays. So I think the Americans are bringing them to Christchurch. Memorial service likely to be on Saturday.
The two soldiers were killed when their patrols went to the aid of local police ambushed in Bamiyan province. 5 other wounded Kiwis will stay in Germany until they're well enough to travel home, while a 6th soldier remains in Afghanistan with serious abdominal injuries. The stench of sulphur has drifted away from Wellington. Northerly winds blew the smell from Monday's Tongariro eruption far down the North Island this morning, noticeable as far south as Blenheim. GNS scientists say the volcano is continuing to produce gases and changing winds will carry those around the country. Shanghai Pengxin says it will honour all current arrangements made by the Crafar receivers with share milkers and staff. Spokesman Cedric Allen welcomed the Court of Appeal's decision to greenlight the sale to Pengxin's subsidiary, Milk New Zealand Holding Limited.
We're very confident that everything's over. We were never concerned that we would lose this appeal, but of course you've got to wait for the outcome.
Almost 20,000 people have signed an online petition calling for the definition of marriage to remain as between one man and one woman. Family First's Protect Marriage website was hacked and shut down for almost 36 hours after it launched. But signatures continued to pile up in opposition to Labour MP Louisa Wald's marriage equality bill. Mangere MP Davina William CEO plans to vote against his colleague's bill, citing his mainly Polynesian electorate. Ms. Wald says she respects that, but will continue to promote the bill to Pacific communities by explaining no church will have to marry a gay couple.
I'm asking for tolerance and understanding from all members of our community as we have this conversation. And that's what it is. It's a conversation and we're only at the beginning of it, as far as I'm concerned.
Overseas, Kurds in the north of Syria say they have taken control of most of the region's major towns and cities from government forces. It's reported that's given rise to neighbouring Turkey's fears of civil unrest. Turkey faces the twin threats of the Syrian conflict spilling over the frontier and an escalation of its own internal war against Kurdish separatists. Across the U.S., Sikhs are holding vigils for the victims of Sunday's massacre. Army veteran Wade Michael Page's shooting rampage claimed 6 lives and injured 3 people at a Wisconsin temple. The tragedy has shocked the religious community, for whom the temples are sanctuaries of safety. The new Mars rover Curiosity is already hard at work. After a nearly 9-month voyage from Earth, it made a perfect landing on the red planet on Monday evening New Zealand time. The car-sized robotic craft has been returning new images from its first few hours on Mars. And finally, Olympic history will be made tonight with a guaranteed silver medal for sailors Peter Burling and Blair Tuke, bringing New Zealand our 100th Olympic medal. And with more medal contenders yet to compete, New Zealand could potentially beat its best ever medal haul of 13 at the 1988 Seoul Games. Ka nui ngā karere mātua, mai te whare kōrero o rima, mauri ora.